Holy shit. They're so emboldened. And it can only happen. I mean, think about it. The propagandists, which, aka the mainstream media, and the people that they choose to propagate their message, it only happens because most people are too indoctrinated, too dumbed down, too ill-informed, or too ignorant to understand truth from fiction and truth from lies. That's just kind of a sad, scary concept, especially in the modern age of information. But listen to this. I mean, CBC News, the nationalists, the epicenter of propagandists, or propaganda in Canada. I mean, CBC is the center. They are the core. I mean, their entire funding model relies on theft, right? Think about it. Have I ever chosen to support the CBC financially? No, but because the government steals my money and uses it to pay for this service, right? What choice do I have? I have no choice. I've known this. You know this. You can try to deny reality, but reality exists regardless. But listen to this. High school volunteering, as some struggle to secure hours, others raise bar. It's not clear if compulsory community service will turn teens into lifelong volunteers. Yeah. Listen to this now. I'm going to say it real slow so that the less intelligent people among us can truly grasp and understand what's being said here. It's not clear if compulsory, you might need to look that word up if you don't understand it. Look it up. Dictionary. Fortunately, there are lots of online dictionaries that are free. You don't even have to move out of your chair if you're sitting near your computer. You can find it without having to. Very, very simple. Try it. If compulsory community service will turn teens into lifelong volunteers. Are they ever trying their best to push full-on central planning and collectivism? Wow. If Zain Al-Azwawi doesn't complete 40 hours of volunteer work, he won't graduate from his Hamilton, Ontario high school. So the 15-year-old spent some of his school-free days this past summer listening to younger kids read at his local library. He's one of many teens across Canada who must accumulate a certain amount of community service before graduation in order to receive a diploma. That's the compulsory part, for those of you who don't understand. The provinces and territories that mandate volunteering in high school generally require students to complete between 25 and 40 hours of community services. Students enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program must complete more, though, and those in certain districts, boards, or schools may have different requirements. Okay, let me just read this first sentence again, because once again, the reason why I do this, I need you to understand what I'm trying to say, what they're trying to say. I need you to understand fully, so that there's no contradictions, no mystical concepts, so that you understand truth, okay? The province and territories that mandate volunteering. Mandate. Look that word up too if you're not understanding what it means. And then volunteering. Look up mandate or mandatory, right? And then look up volunteering. Mandatory volunteering is an oxymoron. That term alone is a complete contradiction. If it's mandated, it's not voluntary. If it's voluntary, it's not mandated. When we've reached the point in human evolution where a large swath of the population in any geographical landmass don't understand the difference between mandates and voluntary acts, then you know you're in serious trouble as far as, oppression is omnipresent and going to be instilled and enshrined in your community, in your geographical landmass, further than you even understand, further than any concept that you've even been put forth from the old world ways of oppressing the peoples. The modern oppressors realize that they have so much power, and you're so weak-minded, particularly, that they can put forth this stuff. CBC, they can present this as a legitimate story to people, and a lot of you will recognize that, well, I better just abide and adhere to whatever they're telling me. Without that little light bulb moment clicking in the back of your head and say, wait a minute. Even many slaves in the older world understood that they weren't, just because they were fed and clothed and housed by their masters, they at least acknowledged that it only happened because their masters needed them to provide for them. They needed them to survive in order for them to provide for their masters. They needed the slaves to survive. Mandatory volunteering is an impossibility. It's like saying up is down and down is up. Well, if you want to believe that there's just no difference between up and down, then think about what that does to your mind. Think about what that does to your ability to understand real logic and common sense and reason. If they could put forth that kind of message, mandatory and volunteering, in the same sentence as if it's all one seamless fucking term, and that you'll swallow that and take it, which I've seen, even I've mentioned this already, this in the last week, to people that I work with, some friends and family members, and I won't say who, but there are people that I recognize that don't even understand that what I'm telling you right now. So I recognize there are a lot of you out there that are in that same boat, in that same category, mindlessly ignorant, mindless conformists that are willing to just, if their so-called authorities that they believe in tells them something, they'll swallow it hook, line, and sinker, not even question it. You're everything that hinders humanity, the progress of humanity, liberty, freedom, justice, prosperity. You can pretend all you want that you have some fucking weird ass beliefs that you promote those things, but in reality, you are an enemy to all of them. You don't know it, or if you do, you're an evil, sadistic fuck. If you don't, you're just ignorant. And I'm sorry that you have to hear that. But you can remedy it. You have free will. Whether you want to believe it or not, you have free will. You can change your mind. It's all in your power. It's all in your mind. It's all in your heart, your body, and soul. You have the ability to change. If you refuse to, then of course, you're just another ounce, another pound on that weight that's holding back humanity. Join the rest of us. Throw the weights, the shackles off, float to the surface. See the light. Recognize truth from fiction. The whole of the world, the whole of humanity will thank you and be indebted to you for doing so. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.